Hey, I'm Dan Malotny, broker of record with Ottawa Urban Realty, and I'm here to talk to you about the most recent stats from June 2020 for the Ottawa real estate market. I'm going to start with going over some of the basic stats recently shared by the board, by the Ottawa Real Estate Board. Then I'll share some commentary from the board president, and then I'll share my own commentary towards the end. Hope you find this interesting. Be sure to send me any questions or comments, and I'm happy to discuss real estate whenever you like. So let's start with the number of sales in June 2020. In the Ottawa Real Estate Board, there was 2,052 residential sales. So that would be homes as well as condominiums. And that's actually just a decrease of about 2% from the same time frame, so June 2019, which is really impressive because it means we're starting to come back around, and sales are starting to come back. If you remember, March, April, and May were down, the number of sales were down considerably, and I'll comment some more towards the end on that. So of those 2,052 properties, 1,622 were residential, non-condominium, and 430 of those were condominiums. So the non-condo sales were up actually 1% from June 2019, and condominium sales were down about 12% compared to June 2019. According to the Ottawa Real Estate Board President, Deborah Burgoyne, here's her comments on the stats. June's new listings doubled compared to April and increased 45% from the number of listings that came onto the market in May. So things are coming, more is coming on the market. A consequence of these rapid sale turnarounds is that housing inventory does not have an opportunity to build. Residential inventory is now 52% lower than last year at this time, and condominium supply is down 42%. We continue to be in a strong seller's market with less than 1 month's supply currently available. So that is a very strong seller's market. And again, I'll comment towards the end of this video. There's a lot going on right now as far as changes that are happening in the market just as we keep going week to week, it seems like, this spring. So let's talk about average sale price for condominiums was $360,922, which is up 17% compared to June 2019. Residential non-condos, so homes that are not of the condominium type, average price $575,623, up 15% over June 2019. So those are month-over-month comparisons, which are different than the year-over-year. So I can explain that if you ever have a question about it in person. So here's another very important part. Similar to the last few months, 56% of sold properties went over asking price. To me, that seems reasonable because I kind of have a feel for the market, but it doesn't seem reasonable because it just seems crazy that more than half the properties being sold are selling over asking. So again, I'll comment on that. Maybe I'll start right now. So I find this kind of concerning, the 56% of homes selling over asking. So again, that's another symptom of a strong seller's market. It means that, you know, even when people believe, sellers and the sellers' realtors believe they are pricing the home reasonable for the current market, we're actually still possibly a little low. There are markets, I'm aware of markets in Ontario certainly, where it may seem more common to underprice a property to help induce a multiple offer. I wouldn't say Ottawa does that a lot, and I actually can't think of any realtor that I would suggest often underprices it. Really, mostly the homes are priced based on recent comparables if available, so recent sales that are similar types and location homes, and then possibly adjusting for the feel of the market. For right now, it's a seller's market, and we can feel that, and we see it happening. And when we see these homes selling over asking continually, and sometimes considerably over asking, whether it's a dollar value that's large over asking or even a percentage or both. It's still, I find it a little concerning, and it suggests that we're not really sure what's going on. And I'm certainly not saying we're in a bubble, but it feels like there is an exaggeration of movement, and it's highly dynamic. Let's just put it that way. So also I wanted to say that when we say 56% of properties sell over asking, those are of the properties that sell. So there will be properties that don't sell during their listing period. So those don't count, right? It's only properties that sell. Of those, 56% sell over asking. If somebody said, what percentage of properties listed sell over asking, that would be a much smaller number. That being said, there aren't as many properties now that don't sell within a reasonable time frame, say two to 3 months, because of the very strong seller's market. If somebody can't get in a neighborhood or get exactly what they're looking for, and if they're motivated, which it seems like a lot of buyers are very motivated, they will consider different neighborhoods, perhaps different type of property, different size of property. Sometimes they'll go up in price, but usually it's that they have to change locations or size or condition. So it's interesting. I don't believe Ottawa's ever seen this type of seller's market, and I've been saying this for months. And frankly, the pandemic, COVID-19, I think has made it worse, because what we have is we have a lack of inventory. I would say there's certainly less buyers than there may have been if we didn't have the pandemic. But all the sellers who may become buyers that don't need to sell, and I'm talking about people that are maybe downsizing from a single family home to a condo, or changing neighborhoods because of job, or changing property type, whether it's the same price range, up or down or sideways, the right sizing, but staying in Ottawa. For those people that are staying in Ottawa and aren't in a rush to move, and maybe just kind of want to see how things play out, they're not doing anything. So it's bringing the number of listings down. But as we can see from the stats, there is more than enough buyers for what's left. There's too much, and frankly, buyers are probably getting quite frustrated, and I feel for you, and I have clients that are frustrated and have been frustrated over the last few years, and right now it's possibly very, very difficult. But once you get educated, once you understand what's going in the market, you can move forward with comfort. So that's part of my job, is educating buyers and sellers on how to help navigate this difficult time. Because if you're a buyer, don't fool yourself. It can be actually stressful for sellers too. If they've got to find somewhere to go, that's stressful, they become buyers. Or if they're wondering how to maximize their return, that's stressful. Most people don't sell that many homes in their lifetime. And selling a home when we're trying to limit the number of people coming in, and we're trying to present the home as well as possible, but also tell people that aren't maybe shouldn't be looking at the home for whatever reason. Maybe it's above their price range, or maybe they're not really serious. So we're trying to get as much information out there as possible for the sellers, but we also want to limit how many buyers come in to help stop the spread of the pandemic and keep everyone as safe as possible. And it seems to be working, and I hope all of you are well. And like I said, feel free to call me, text me, message me any way you like. I'm happy to discuss real estate, how you might move forward in a move now or at a future date. Thanks for watching. Cheers.